Johnny, we got about 10 minutes, a little more, like 11, 30 seconds, something like that. Yeah, copy that.
I've never been able to be alone in my life without starting to think of too many things.
Johnny, we got just under 10 minutes. Yeah, copy that.
You go out and you kind of let out your demons and your feelings, and you do it on stage for 70 minutes, whatever it is. And you get to have all this adoration from people, and you get to experience something with a large group of people, and then after that you go back to the dressing room and that's over, and then you're just kind of lonely and miss home. So one of the great joys is that I'm always around all these people that are in this positive place. And as much as I've always talked about trying to help people, it's been such a help and such a therapeutic thing for me to spend my life around a lot of people that like what I like.
Hey, Yanni, we got 4 minutes, buddy. Chris, we're going dark in 4. Let's get this show running, man. Let's get these guys up here. Alright, we're here now, John. Johnny, is Andy good to go?
The reality has to be that you are happy with people liking you, and that's fun. You can't live or die by the praise. You have to like yourself.
How you doing, Bob? Yeah, we're like 20 dB quieter on the right side for some reason.
Sweet.
Same idea.
Same? Oh, it feels so much better out here.
Hello.
Hi. Thank you for signing.
Good to see you all again. Oh, you found it up there? Absolutely. I hope you guys enjoy the show.
Thank you. Have a great one. I tweeted about you.
All right. One of the things about starting as young as I did is that I put together elements of who I am from things I had read and acquired as to what a rock star is. You do stuff that when you're trying to be badass and cool, and then you drink a lot, and you put yourself in really stupid situations when you're younger. And it was never anything I was particularly like, this is the coolest thing. And I always just had this, because it was never me. So I just had this feeling of like grief for the idea that I wasn't being true to who I am. True to who I am is the kid who did not have a large friend group and was not Mr. Cool and wasn't the life of the party. And you can force yourself into being all those things because you think it's indicative of how rock and roll you are, how cool you are. But I'm not cool, and I never really am going to be. I like the things that I like. And so, over the course of the last year, it just felt like I was really happy to strip away a lot of those kind of valence pieces that I had that didn't feel like me. When I was a kid, I read an article about David Johansen in New York Dolls, and he said that when they were on stage, he would be thinking about you know, does he need to do laundry, and what's he going to eat after the show, and all that stuff. And I remember thinking that, or reading that as a kid, and thinking that was the most like unbelievable, like bullshit thing, and like you're not into the show enough if you're doing that. The reality is that it means that you're at your most comfortable on stage when you have the time to think about other stuff. When I was younger, the show went by so slowly because there was so frantically in my head I was thinking of all the things I needed to say and do and all this stuff. Now, an hour show goes by in 30 seconds for me, and I can't believe it's over because during the course of the show I'm just completely comfortable. Especially the Andy Black shows. I'm thinking about, oh, that's a cool drawing that kid has, or, you know, that thing sounded weird, or this funny thing, or I'm looking at Yanni or whoever on the stage and making a little joke. Or, those are things that, to me, are indicative of comfort. And I think that lowers the possibility of there being some sort of come down after the show because you've already been in your comfort zone. The weirdest thing was when I first started touring, I would go, guaranteed, for 2 months of my life, I would drive around in a van, and every single night, at some point, a large group of people would cheer just for the very fact that I was in a room. And when you're 19, and then you're done with that tour, and then you like have to go to Subway the next day to get a sandwich, nobody's clapping that you're in there. It's a very weird thing to kind of get a grip on when you're that young. So when I was younger, it was kind of a trial by fire where I learned very quickly that isn't, to walk off of stage and not have people clap for you is, I think it's an important thing to become comfortable with.
Is where it starts, another night alone in the dark. Hate is running through my veins, steady now I'm taking aim. The darkness of day, all the skies are turning to grey. I can't tune the voices out, how they get so goddamn loud.
It's not hard to, at this point, to know that I go on tour a lot, you know. So mentally I can prepare myself for the fact that I leave for tour a lot. It becomes increasingly more difficult the more you set up shop and build a home and have a family. Like me now, having been married and having a house now and a dog and a cat and all that stuff, it's very different to the life that I had when I was, you know, 19, 20 years old going on tour. But you become accustomed to the way it is, and you become accustomed to the time changes, and I know that, you know, it's the morning time for my wife and my house at about 3 o'clock in the afternoon here, and, you know, you get used to the patterns. It doesn't make it great being away. I certainly don't enjoy spending all of my time away, but, you know, it's unfortunately the price you pay for being on stage every night and getting to do this kind of creative exorcism in a way. But, you know, it's all about who you surround yourself with, I think, at this point. For having done this for as long as I have, the more positive and happy and people that are winning in their life and having a good time, the people that are around you and are seemingly, you know, picking you up and making you feel better about yourself, that the more you can kind of get through it. Bo's winning a fight right now with Yanni.
He's winning?
Yeah.
You see?
By our standards. Okay.
I'm winning.
Hate to see you lose, man.
Good night, Bo.
Sleep with your eyes open, dog.
It's crazy because you could totally. You should teach me some something, man. I think I'm 1-0. Feels good. Feels really good.
Can we check your mic height? Make sure it's right.
I can't hear you.
Can we check your mic height? Just to make sure it's right. Let's just get. I hope you got that.
Hey, hi.
Good?
Yeah, now it's good.
Okay. Louder, please.
Hey, Mr. Dr. Man.
How is this part of sound check going for you? You went to this part? I'm getting nothing out of it. I'm enjoying it.
I can't focus.
I can't focus either.
Those cameras sound great.
That one you like it more?
No pics, no pics. You gotta get going. No. Alright guys, we gotta go.
High five. High five. Oh, I'm so sorry. Did I disappoint you?
It's raining out. We gotta get him on the bus.
You drove him just for a selfie?
Yeah.
Well, if that's the case, then I have to give you a selfie, right?
Thank you. Ooh, it's not quite way around.
Alright guys, gotta go.
It's by virtue of the fact that I'm a human being. I try my best, but I can't always get to everything that people need. But you try to have your best connectivity with people and to make sure they feel special because they've done a lot to try to show you their adoration and kind of cultivate things for you. So we played some places that Black Veil Brides hasn't played in years on this. I'm always interested to see like the people who come in have never heard the solo stuff. So it's always funny to look at and you go, this person has no idea what's going on here. They've heard the single, and then in juxtaposition to the people who somehow, for a record that's been out for a week, know every word. It's kind of an interesting array of people, but the shows have been fantastic. Exceeded I don't know that I had an expectation other than I thought it was going to be great, but it's even better than that.
Record scratch, Steve Miller Band, tattooed necks and tattooed hands. Oh, how don't you drown in a rainstorm? Fresh regrets, vodka sweats. The sun is down and we're bound to get exhausted and so far from the shore. You're never gonna get it, I'm a hazard to myself. I bring it to you easy, this is hell, this is hell. You're looking at a whisper and you think I'm someone else. This is hell, yes, literal hell. We don't have to talk, we don't have to dance, we don't have to smile, we don't have to make friends. It's so nice to meet you, let's never meet again. We don't have to talk, we don't have to dance, we don't have to dance. Yeah, 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 yeah. You're never gonna get it, I'm a hazard to myself. To myself.
There's 3 different shows that happen for me. There's a bad show, there's an okay show, and there's a great show. And a great show, you can't put your finger on it, but you just know it's a great show. And a great show doesn't need to be in terms of the number of people there. It's just a vibe thing. I think anybody that's ever been at a show that was truly electric, regardless of whether it was in a tiny club or a huge arena, you know that when you're there. You can feel at a sporting event, when the home team loses, you can feel the sense of sadness. With 60,000 people, you can feel that. It's a part of humanity that I don't know that we know enough about yet, is that group feeling. The idea of a large group of people experiencing this emotion so heavily that it becomes a real emotion that is in the air and you can perceive it. You can walk into a room not knowing what's happening and know that the vibe of this is good or bad, not because of vocal cues or whatever else, but just because of the feeling in the air. And as performers on stage, we feel the same way. One of the biggest misconceptions is people say things like, well, hard work and dedication, you can do anything you want. And it's true, you can do anything you want. It doesn't mean that you're going to become successful at it, but it means you can do it. There enters a large amount of luck and time and circumstance and all this other stuff that needs to happen for you to become successful. But the only surefire way to get to something is an incredible amount of work and dedication. And so I've put in all of that, and I continue to put that in. I've prepared my whole life for this. I didn't prepare my whole life to finish high school, so I didn't. I didn't prepare my whole life to be very good at mathematics, so I wasn't. Things that you care about and the things that you dedicate yourself to are the things that you do. I'm someone who came from modest means, and because of a combination of hard work and the drive of an audience, knocked down doors that shouldn't have been knocked down.
Johnny, is Andy good to go? Yeah, John, he's good.
And you can too.
Become your enemies when you're locked inside this cage. Life can feel dead to me, and all that's left is rage. Regrets for all the time we wasted thinking of ourselves, holding on to pain you tasted, living in this hell. Everything, never let you turn the page. We end up only settling for when we both felt sane. Reaching out for something that you can't quite hold on to. Say goodbye and start it